Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Enjoy this Goldylocks Productions presentation of the Stacey and Company show. Stacey Ericson channels messages from your higher self and other realms. Connect with your own unicorn and dragon. Step into this magical realm now.
Hey everyone, it's good to see you all. I'm so happy to be here today. Today is Cinco de Mayo, and also on Sunday is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful women out there. Every single one of you is a mother of something, whether it's a pet, a goldfish, whatever, you are definitely a mom. And so happy Mother's Day. So today is a little bit fun, actually, because we're just going to kind of go, by the seat of our pants today. That's what I'm told to do, I guess, because I don't really have anything here today to talk about that's like very specific, except for just the universe, the world, and of course, love. So the whole thing with today is what I've been getting is just hearing love, love, love. And the main thing is because we are, these beautiful women right now, and I know there's also men out there too that we need to talk with as well. But right now, I'm getting a lot of information about taking care of ourselves, really looking into our health and paying attention to how we treat ourselves, because oh, there we are again. Okay, cool. So anyway, so love, love, love is the whole theme for today. And like I said, I think that the main thing is that I'm hearing is taking care of ourselves. The biggest thing for us to do is to be, to live in our own power, to have the wisdom to bring, proper terminology, proper manners, all of these things forward into the world right now, because it's important to create this new world that we are stepping into. And a lot of people are having a hard time with it, and I completely understand. It's because it is quite confusing, as to what is real and what is not real. So the best thing that I can say to that, to the real and not real, is to definitely check in with yourself, and one of the biggest things that I've found that has worked for me as well as my friends is to go into this, it's called a body scan, and they use it a lot in yoga. You can use it a lot in Tai Chi. They use it in a lot of different ways. I mean, there's several different variations of it. And you can definitely tap into yourself and feel into these emotions that you're holding within your body, or these pains that are in your body, and ask for information there. Now that has seemed to really get you, or me actually, into, the thought process of stepping into your own spirit, into your own soul, and into your own body, so that you can actually really connect with yourself. Then once you do that, then you can go ahead and bring that forward into other ways. So a lot of people have asked me, about readings for, and how to see things and how to hear things and how to feel things. And the main thing that I can say to you about this is, like if you want to read unicorns and you want to see dragons and you want to see these fairies that are out there that are all over the place, that are so beautiful and fabulous. And also if you want to see auras, energy around everything. I mean, everything has energy around it. And so, and it's readily available for us to read into, or to tap into, or to actually feel into. So getting back to this body scan, if you do learn this body scan, and you can look it up online, it's the neatest thing. What it is basically is you don't relax your body at all. You just, run down your body and figure out what is calling to you the most, like say your back hurts. And so then you just ask your back where it hurts, and you say, is there a message there for me? And sometimes it says, yeah, like actually one time I have to say I felt like a little wobbly, and so I was out of balance. So I needed to ground myself. And so that was one of my messages. So anyway, so these are the messages that you can receive for yourself through these body scans. And the body scans can help you then feel into what's around you. So that being said, moving forward, you can look into this, and it's helpful because now you can start to feel and tap into yourself. And so then you can start feeling and tapping into other energies that are around you. And once you start doing that, then you can start believing and trusting and recognizing these thoughts or thoughts or colors or songs or words, just or movies, or anything that comes into your mind's eye. And it's really, really fun. Now, a lot of people it's like I said, it's readily available to us. And a lot of people are just not trusting it. That's all. We all have this skill. We were born with this. So it's not, it's not magic in that essence. It's just a matter of exercising this muscle that you have, to use. And so this wisdom will start to flow, and you'll start feeling, like I said, into it. So you can start with, and this is what I tell everybody, is how do you feel about this? And the main thing is, like, say you want to, say you're sitting with a tree and you're asking the tree questions and you're saying, oh my gosh, I can't hear a thing. I don't, So then what you want to do is tap into how you feel. Now there's two parts of your body that has a brain, actually. And one is your brain, and then the other one is your heart center. You can get more information online about that as well, that we actually have two brains. And it's really, really interesting. But anyway, your heart is the part of your body that you can tap into that tells you the truth about things, about life, about people, about anything that you have a question about. So if you tap into your heart and you ask your heart, how do you feel about this? Then you'll start to receive these messages of wisdom from the universe, a tree, one of your pets that's in the house, whatever it is that's around you. And at first you're going to think, oh my gosh, this is like my imagination. Am I hearing things? Am I a little bit, wooey? What am I here? And but eventually you'll start to really trust it. And it's so cool. The main way to communicate is through telepathy, which, is that mind-to-mind connection to an animal, pet, or anything with energy. I mean, you can talk to a crystal as well. So it all just depends on where you're at as far as, like what you want to talk to. So the whole thing is more information is coming in. It's just funny. So so the whole thing is to really, really acknowledge that you have this power of creativity, of beauty, of love. Everything that's in you is right there to help you receive all of this information that that's readily available to you, like I said. So the dragons and the unicorns are both here today, and they do want to talk to us. So we will do some dragon and unicorn readings more towards the end of the show, just to give you guys a heads up. If you want any readings, please, contact me here on the show. And if you just want readings by yourself, you can go to raspberrylight.com. That's my website. And you can sign up for a reading there for either yourself or your pets. You can talk to pets that are on the other side or pets that are here. It's, goes both ways. So anyway, so getting back to what we were talking about today. The other thing that I wanted to talk with you about is aspects of appreciation. Now, this is a big deal because right now we're getting back to loving ourselves. So the only way that we can really love ourselves or learn about loving ourselves is to appreciate what we are, who we are, and how we are. And then on top of that, to appreciate everything around us, whether that's your pets, your friends, your parents, in this case, all your moms, everything, whether they're here on the other side either place, you can still appreciate them and talk with them, readily, because they are readily available to us. Like I said, it's all about energy. The whole thing is that when we do transition, we just step out of this physical body and then we're into, another type of body, but it's not really, it's a spirit. And that's, who we are. And so that's a lot of fun to think about, because then you can just keep talking to everybody around you, no matter what, because they are around you constantly, all the time. And so the more you appreciate this, the more the information is going to come through to you, and you're going to learn more about yourself and start loving yourself, and then start loving the world that is around you. And like I said, pink unicorns are all over the place. So it's really nice to call them in and send them wherever you want to send love to. So it's a lot of fun. So you can use your imagination for everything and anything. So how we can really tap into, besides, and talk to the universe, besides, going through this body scan, another way is to really think about, finding a place of peace, like where you can just be at peace, because peace is huge. You don't necessarily have to meditate. You just have to be in a state of peace or peaceful. And how you can get there is just by simply focusing on your breath. So as you're sitting somewhere in the natural world, or, even in your bed in your house, if you're just sitting there and you just focus on your breath, then that will bring you into yourself once again, connect you into your body, and then you can feel at peace. And then once you feel at peace, then you receive wisdom. And the wisdom comes from the universe, spirit, any beings that are around you at this moment in time, who's ever there to grant you any wishes. If you want, you can call in a genie, by the way. But anyway, and so this is all about, finding this peace, and then you can start receiving the wisdom. Now with the wisdom, then you will flow into your own truth, and knowing your own truth helps you become a better citizen. And then once you find your truth, then you'll find your purpose. And then once we find our purpose, then we start really living our lives. And that's huge right now. I've been hearing a lot of people, a lot of my friends even have been asking, why am I here? What is my purpose? It's not to go to work every day, at this job that they just are kind of liking a little bit. They really want to make a difference in the world. They want to create more for the world or for themselves in some way. And so, they want to know their purpose. And this is another way of creating the space to open up for yourself, allowing yourself to really try to tap in and recognize and understand, that you are a multidimensional being. Now, that being said, the dolphins have come in actually this morning, and they're so cute because they always talk about that. They talk about how we are so multidimensional. So getting back to what we've spoken about in the past, with portals opening up, and this is a lot of fun. So portals, so dolphins came down from the planet Sirius C, and a lot of people think it's another Sirius, but I think it's Sirius C. But anyway, so Sirius C, which is, up in the sky, of course, it's a planet up in the sky, and it's a total little galaxy type of thing, and its own little universe. But anyway, so that particular planet is a water planet, I should say. There's several. And so the dolphins and the whales and the mermaids all came from there. And so the portals were shut down back in the, day when, all the nasties were here on Earth trying to take over the world, and they still are here, but, we are definitely getting into more of the light side of the world, which is so sweet and kind. But anyway, and so the portals now are starting to open up again. And what's happening is that these multidimensional beings are able to travel back and forth. And so they're creating a whole new energy for us, reminding us of our abilities as well. So we can travel anywhere we want to, believe it or not. I mean, you can take off and fly wherever you want to fly. Now, not physically fly, because, our physical bodies, we don't have wings, but you can take off anywhere you want to just by finding this state of peace that I was just telling you about. It'll help you get to wherever you want to go and get information from whoever you want to talk to. So I actually have a friend who is on Andromeda. Now, I do have to tell you that I did not have any idea, like at all, where this being came from. And all of a sudden, one day when I was at the farm, it was quite a while ago, but I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden, I heard look up. And as soon as I heard look up, then it was like, look up again, look up again, look up again. And I was like, what are you talking about? Looking up I am looking up. And then finally I started hearing words, which, like I said, that's how I actually hear words. So it's easier for me to communicate that way. But anyway, and so this being started talking to me, and he is from, like I said, Andromeda. And apparently we were, or have been in the past, best friends. And so we still are best friends because, time is folding on time. And so everything is still here in the now, which is really interesting and not easy to grasp. That is one thing that I'm still studying right now to be able to explain it, a little bit easier for everyone to understand, because I need to understand it myself. But anyway, so we have this time that's folding on top of time right now. And well, it's always done it, but now it's really coming through. So we're getting a lot more information from a lot of different places. So the reason why I'm saying this is because if you do feel energy coming in from somewhere, don't be afraid. Ask, where are you? Who are you? Who am I speaking to? That type of stuff. And then it keeps the lines of communication open, and then you can receive the information that's needed at that time. It's a lot of fun, and it's really interesting, like I said, because I have learned more probably from, actually, not even probably, I have learned more from speaking with animals, speaking with other beings, speaking with all of these things, trees, because, I've learned more from them than I've learned from reading about anything. And I do believe it's because they are coming from that truthful spot. They're absolute. They have no reason to tell you anything that's false. So anyway, so finding the truth in the world is available to us, so whenever you do get confused, you do get worried, you do wonder about things, all you have to do is go into that peaceful state, find a nice peaceful spot, and then just ask, is this, truth for me? Is this not truth for me? Whatever it is that you're asking for yourself, you will get the answer, because once again, the answers are all over, everywhere. They're readily available for us to receive, on our own, by ourselves, or from another being to help us acknowledge that it's there. Sometimes it's so much nicer to sit with the being and actually speak with them, because then it makes you feel like you're having a conversation. So for me, what I do is I actually go and I talk to my horse. Now, horses are really interesting because they are really multidimensional as well. I mean, they're in the unicorn realm too. And they're just, they're related to the unicorns. They're just unbelievably knowledgeable when it comes to the other side and here. So, you can talk to anything, but I choose to speak to horses. Now, the whole thing for me is that I actually have a horse. So, thank you. Ruth says, Stacey, you did a fantastic reading for me and my fur baby. It blew me away. Everyone should get one. Oh, thanks, Ruth. That's so sweet. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love reading for everybody. It's so much fun. And a lot of these readings that I've been doing lately have been really, really interesting and quite different, I must say, because the information that's coming through is about what we're talking about today. The truth of what's happening, the truth of the world, or say the innate abilities of the pet owner. I mean, it's really cool what's coming through as far as information from the pets, especially because they're such amazing beings. So anyway, back to my horse. So my horse has been very, very helpful for me lately. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because you don't have to have a horse like in person to talk to you like I do. You can actually just look at a picture of a horse. So, what I would recommend are horses that are, it doesn't even matter because they actually receive information from all over. Horses can go anywhere. Like one day I was riding my horse and it was during the Olympics, and she was fussing about earplugs in her ears. And so we do ride horses with the earplugs sometimes. And she wanted earplugs and I'd forgotten. I was in a rush and I was in a hurry. So anyway, so she was fussing and doing things that she knows she should not be doing. And once again, I was in a hurry, so I was a little bit flustered. So she said to me, I said, stop it. And she said, well, you forgot my earplugs. And I said, well, I'm sure that there are plenty of horses in the Olympics, at least one or two that do not have earplugs, because she really does love, that she has the ability to go to the Olympics, but she's not been there, but she still loves to, believe this. And she does, by the way, she's very talented. So anyway, so she's so funny. She was quiet for like 5 minutes, which was so nice, because then I was just able to ride, and think in my own head, have my own thoughts at that moment. And so it was a lovely moment for me. Anyway, and so then she comes back in and tells me, yes, there are exactly 2 horses in the Olympics that do not have earplugs. And this is when the Olympics were being held in England, by the way. I think it was England. And so this was a while back, but yeah, so she was able to actually, travel to the horse kingdom over there and ask, who doesn't have earplugs. So it's really, really cool to recognize, that there is, and what we can call that is expansion, to expand, this vast world of ours that we have. All of the knowledge and wisdom is out there. You can receive it at any moment, any time that you want to. You just have to ask, and ask very specific questions. Whenever I am doing readings, I always tell people that. I say, please give me, very specific questions, because then you will get the answers that you want. Don't make me try to guess, and don't, try to fiddle faddle around. There's so much information out there that can be gotten if you're specific with what you want to know. And it's really, really interesting. And then as that information starts to flow in, there's more information that even comes behind it that explains everything, to the nines if you want it to. So it's really interesting how you can delve even more into the question and create more questions out of that one question. And then bam, you got the whole story. And sometimes it's a story that's pretty unbelievable and a lot of fun at the same time, or very, very interesting. I mean, I've had, some people say, whoa, that is so cool. And other people say, oh my gosh, I've known that my whole life, and now you've confirmed it. So it's really, really cool to have these, once again, these specific questions. So that's my suggestion to you as well, is to make sure that you're asking specific questions so that you can receive the information that you really do want. And you will get it. It's really a lot of fun. So if you do not have a horse, and you do not have, say an elephant in your backyard, then you can always just grab a picture of, an elephant or a horse, and just ask, that you would like to speak, maybe not necessarily to that exact being, but maybe the whole entire, grouping, which they can tap into. Horses do that as well. Like I just said, like she tapped into the whole grouping of the Olympic horses that were there. The other thing is that elephants and horses both are so super multidimensional. Not that all animals aren't multidimensional, but it seems to me like these are probably the more, I don't know, it just feels like they're more multidimensional than the other ones. So, and along with dolphins and whales, and I don't even know who else, but at this moment, actually, I was talking to a lizard today, and those lizards are so cute. So down here in Florida, we have these lizards, and they look like little baby dragons, and they're really fun to see. So anyway, so that goes into that multidimensional world as well, because the lizards are leftovers from, they're actually the dinosaurs. And it's just like the alligators and the crocodiles and, some of our birds. There's like a lot of beings. Elephants are also from there. There's trees that are, from that time. There's a lot of different beings here that are still leftovers from that time, because because all these worlds are folding on top of each other. That's how I can explain it. So all the worlds are folding on top of each other. Time is folding on top of time. It's just that everything has to adjust to like what's happening right now. And so that's how they're doing it. So the dinosaurs are still here on Earth, believe it or not, because we have them in the elephants, in the alligators, in the lizards, in some of the bugs, actually, a lot of bugs for that matter. We have palmetto bugs down here, and yep, they're definitely from that time. So it's really, really interesting, how we can flow into all of this and recognize that everything, time is folding on top of time. which is really, really cool and a lot of fun to talk about as well. So I wanted to read about getting back to the aspects of this. So for ourselves, for what I started with in the very beginning was, to take care of ourselves, to take care of our health, to take care of, our well-being. That means our mind, our spirit. It's really important to stay healthy in those parts of us, because this is what the energy of all comes from, so if we are not, walking with confidence and owning our space and gracefully empowering ourselves and, feeling the life force of power and being, a human, then we're not creating a beautiful place for all of us to live, because we are all connected in one way or another. When they had the towers fall here in the United States, it was 9/11, and there was a satellite of some sort in the sky, and there was, I think it was, I can't remember the name of the website, but anyway, and what they were doing is they were rating like all the energies of the world, like where all the energies of the world were and how they like related to each other. And when 9/11 happened, it was an unbelievable thing that happened, was that all the energies flowed and became one. So, and it was just for a short period of time, but it was enough. So the entire world felt the same at one time. And so that's basically what it comes down to. It is possible for us to do that, and then from the satellite view, it was the energy was all just this one huge energy, which is exactly what, is a good explanation of what we are working towards with, but we want it to be love and, beauty and joy and fun. Don't forget fun. And so anyway, so that's all in the energy that we're creating right now for ourselves and for the world. And if we're stepping into that every day at some point, then we're connecting it out into the world with others who are doing the same. So it's important for us to stay healthy in our minds, healthy in our spirit, healthy in our ways, and another way is by speaking well about ourselves. So I have to say, I've had a couple of friends, say, gosh, I'm so stupid. Gosh, I've not had, I can't believe I did that, just things like that. And, and that's being hard on ourselves, which is the natural way of us being, because that's who we are. But we have to be careful with words right now, because don't forget that right now, more than any other time in our lives, that, this has become where we are actually influencing each other on a more of a global basis than ever before, because we're manifesting much faster right now. We're manifesting things that are happening much, much quicker. I mean, I have to tell you, with all the energies that are coming in right now, it's really, really fun, and a lot of cool stuff is happening, but we're not recognizing it because we're focusing our focus on something that we shouldn't be focusing on, because a lot of what we're focusing on isn't even our own truth, so why even put ourselves in that state of mind? Because that's not our truth. Our truth is about love, happiness, joy, being good to one another, loving one another, creating better places for one another, wanting to be better ourselves. So the whole thing is that that's the focus. And once we start focusing on that and taking our words into that, then, you can change the world. So anyway, so that being said, I would myself, what I've been doing is anytime I have, something that's negative or something that's undesirable or a challenge or anything like that come into my brain, my thoughts. Now it's been difficult, I have to tell you, because we are being inundated quite a lot right now, with the nasty energy that's coming in. And so anyway, so what I've been doing is trying to change my thought patterns. So as soon as I feel something or hear something that I don't agree with, I'll try to change it to something good, like beauty or love or some sort of aspect of appreciation. And then, like something that's deeper, that means more towards me, or I'll ask my heart, how does this feel? Does it feel good? Okay, well, then I'm not going to acknowledge it, like that type of thing. And so, but I'm going to change it to, like a beautiful unicorn, because that's my thing. I love to talk about unicorns. So yeah, so that's what I do. And I have to tell you, it's really been helpful, with this mind changing for the world for me, because it's not been easy. I mean, the world is not an easy place to live in right now for any of us. And it's not been as much fun as we've had in the past. And so now it's time to create that again. And this is how, we might be able to do this a little bit quicker if we start to think and be more thoughtful about what it is that we're saying and even thinking. Because apparently right now I keep hearing that even our thoughts are important, that we have to be careful even with our thoughts. So I've been working on that as well. I've actually been seeing a doctor who's helping me with this, and it's really interesting. And what it is it's a breathing exercise. And so you try to flow into just breathing without thinking. Now, I have to tell you, it's not easy at all. But what it is it's helping you just be. So it's just being and not actually you're existing, but you're kind of just existing is what I want to say. And what that does is it gives you time, your mind time to like rest and relax. And then new information can flow in, and you'll get new information, but that information you can just flow right back out again. And so just so that you don't have to think about it at that moment. And then when you do, you're ready and you're nice and like you come out of this state of relaxation type of thing, then what you got while you were there will come back to you, like if that makes sense. So anyway, so it's really an interesting thing. So, and all it is really is just breathing once again, but it's really, really focusing on your breath and paying attention to your breath. And it's not deep breaths. It's like these short, shallow breaths, that help you sort of have to focus on your breath. And anyway, it's really helped me out. And I think that would help you out as well. So I thought I'd share that with you. It's something that, once again, that might help with, trying to figure out what's going on with yourself and to help you find that state of peace, and to learn to control your thoughts. The biggest thing is that, oh my gosh, we have such monkey brains, that's what we call them. Some people call it monkey brain because, you're just like, the whole time, thinking, and it's like a hamster on a wheel. It never stops, and it's over and over analyzing, thinking over. And so this is something that, over time, it really gets to us, and it's creating more for the world too. So this is why we're in this state right now where we're being told to sit and to hang out at our houses or whatever. It's giving us time to chill, to try to, find this state of peace so that we can get back to our own truth and who we are and how we feel about the world, and, and create something better for ourselves for the future. So anyway, so I wanted to read you this. So there's beauty, and then there's love, and then you have aspects of appreciation, which helps out with self-knowing, and will help out with a deeper understanding of yourself. And then you'll graduate into being. So where you'll be, who you are, which is really cool by just being. And it really is the epitome of knowing yourself is basically what it comes down to. And then once again, you're being again, and then you're feeling into what is there and then what is not there. And this is something that's really interesting because, that is what we're going after right now. I mean, like I said, I've told you that there's a lot of people out there that are trying to figure out what is the truth for themselves. What is real, what is not real, the knowing of real and false. This will help you with this. You can feel into the pattern of all things. So this book that I'm reading is really interesting. Well, let me continue. And so then there's Tree of Life, that, once you feel into the pattern of all things, that includes the Tree of Life. And then the knowing of the weaving of things, of life. And then this is where, let's see, the pattern of the Tree of Life, the knowing of the weaving. This is where it begins. In the patterns of life, understanding of more. There are triggers to help us remember, like how to to create more for ourselves, and also what is real, what's not real. And the animals can help you with this ancient knowledge. And that's basically what that is. It's all this ancient knowledge of the weaving of the web, Indra's web, which is, I wanted to read you that because I have that here somewhere. So Indra's web is really, really interesting. I love it because it tells you all about the makings of the world, basically of how we are all one. And it's really, really cool. But I don't have it here, so I'll have to tell you another time. But anyway, and then eternal love will actually start to show up, and then you will understand your meaning in this life. And then you can make a difference that will last forever and then help all of humanity. So these are, keys and codes and words that are very important for us to acknowledge, because this is how we can become what we want, which is really a lot of fun. You can have clarity, you can have vision, and then you can get grounded. And then with all of that, you can become a great leader, so you have all these different ways and all these different things that you can become if you really, really want to. And it's all available to us, no matter what. It's all available. Even though we don't feel it sometimes, it still is there. So it's really, really important. But getting back to what I was saying before, here's Indra's web. So Indra's web is cited as describing the holographic nature of reality, where every point in a hologram contains information relating to all the other points. So it just basically is this huge web. And what it does is it, tells us that, this is here, and where it connects is it creates this huge, beautiful web. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And all of us reflect each other. So it's really important for us to be solid citizens and help each other in this world, because yes, as the saying goes, we are all in this together. Yeah, so it's really important for us to to acknowledge that we have the power. We are great beings, and we are also multidimensional. So we can travel all over the place. We can create anything we want. We can do anything we want, and we can be anything we want. And we definitely surely can have what we want as well. And this is all, a belief system that will really make the world a better place. It's just that simple. But we have to keep every single day, going with those things, believing once again, I can have what I want. I can do what I want. I can be what I want. And those are all, all very, very important, empowering words for us as we move forward into these new times. Now, this is so cool that I forgot to tell you guys about this. Hang on a second. Let me just get back to here. So I'm excited to be here. Like I said, if you do want a reading about your unicorn, which we'll talk about in just a minute, because we're going to talk about unicorns and dragons just for a second. So if you do want a unicorn reading, or you do want a dragon reading, or a totem reading, or any kind of reading for that matter, just to learn, see what's going on in your world right now, you can go to www.raspberrylight.com and sign up for a reading. Or if you'd like to get a reading for your pet as well, which a lot of pets right now actually are coming through, and they really do want to speak and talk. I have to tell you, it's funny because this is something else. This is what I wanted to tell you, is that when you do talk to your pets, it's a lot of fun, because one of my friends actually said, well, I can't hear my pet as well as you can. And that's simply not true. What it is that you just become a little bit more natural with your pets. And so, it seems like you're not getting the information, but you really, really are. In fact, you're getting a lot of information. So it's just a matter of just listening a little harder and really trusting what you're getting. I have to tell you, it's really funny because I have a dog and she's so cute. And I've had her since she was 7 weeks old, I think. And she's been a really great pet. I mean, she hasn't eaten anything, no couches, no furniture, nothing. She's been so good. Really, really cool. But we talk a lot. So anyway, so the thing though is that because we do talk a lot, I forget sometimes, that she does really understand. And so sometimes and she reads my mind a lot. Like, it's funny. And this is what I'm getting to with your thoughts. You have to be careful with your thoughts because she can read my mind quite well. And there's a lot of, we're actually opening up into the world right now where we all are able to hear better. Like, we are definitely becoming more in this line of telepathy, like where, you can hear people's thoughts. You can really feel into the energy of other people. We are all opening up to this because it is readily available now with these portals opening and with us becoming more multidimensional. So anyway, so with my dog, it was like really funny because I'll call her to come in the house and she'll check with me and I say, please come in the house. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, because I got to get, I need to hurry because I have to leave. And as soon as I say that, nope, she will not come in the house. Like, it's really funny. And so then I'm like, I didn't tell her, I didn't say anything, but she stands there and she looks at me because she's reading me, she's definitely reading me. So animals are a lot of fun, but they definitely help us remember to really watch what we're thinking, because once again, they can read anything and, and it's just that recognition. And so I do believe that that's another reason why people think that they aren't, reading their animals properly or appropriately, is because the animal's actually reading them and they're not saying it clear enough, but they're thinking it. And so therefore the animal's reading the thoughts as well as just, the actual conversation in the head. So it's really interesting, so we have to think about these things when we're talking to our animals for sure, because they have, they definitely have become they are more adept anyway at communicating through telepathy, because that's how they communicate with each other and the natural world and other beings. By the way, there's actually somebody here earlier today that was in my house that opened the back door because they wanted me to know that they were here. It was a star being. But anyway, so very interesting, how all this stuff happens. And she looked up and told me that somebody was there. And then, so I looked over at the door and saw that it was open. So it's really kind of fun. But this just tells you, that these beings are around us all the time, that they're here. And it's a lot of fun to ask and communicate with everything that's around you. We're definitely not here by ourselves. There is a lot out there, especially with Earth becoming unearthed in the way that she is. I mean, right now, it's like I say to you, it's an archaeological dig. We're digging up all of old stuff that's been there, but we just never knew it before. So we're actually receiving new energy, new ideas, new thought processes, new everything. And it's a little daunting, and so that's another reason why the world's shifting and changing, quite quickly. So anyway, so into the unicorns and dragons, the biggest thing for the world too right now for all of us in recognition, not only with this telepathy, is the and if anybody does want a unicorn reading, please let me know. All you have to do is just go into the comment section and just ask. But anyway, so the unicorn readings are all about these beautiful beings that are with us all the time. And I usually see 3 of them, or there are 3 that are readily available, but usually one only talks or, wants to bring forward information. Sometimes 2 of them do, which is really neat. So the first unicorn is the unicorn that is here, that's within your spirit, your body, your soul here on Earth, and they are with you through this lifetime, while you're here in this body. And so they have a lot of information. They give you information on, what you're working on at this time, and how proud, they are of you, and all of that great stuff. They'll give you some really wonderful information and a lot of fun to talk to. And then the second unicorn will give you past life information, or because they are like your eternal soul unicorn. So that's the one that has been with you through many lifetimes and was actually born with you. Okay, Ruth, that sounds good. I'll give you one in just a second. So anyway, so is born with you. And so that unicorn comes through a lot and is a lot of fun too, and can give quite profound information actually. And then the third unicorn we all have, and it's always with you. And that unicorn is usually white. Sometimes it's silver though. It's really interesting. But anyway, it's white and it's the brightest unicorn. I mean, you have to wear sunglasses to like see this unicorn. It's like that bright. It's so gorgeous. And that is your God spark or your spirit unicorn. And so anyway, and that one hangs out over your right shoulder, just a little bit back behind you. And I'm not quite sure why it's on the right side, but it's always on the right side when I'm looking, at somebody, it's on their right side. And so interesting how they're always there, and a lot of fun to see them as well. Sometimes they'll actually, I think the silver one was like, it was a really, really old soul, like to the point of like the beginning of time, which is beyond what we know, believe it or not. I mean, it's really crazy. But anyway, so they're a lot of fun to hear from, and their colors. So just, go into colors. So their body colors are all about what you're working on. And then the mane and tail colors are all about what it is that, the tools that you're using for this moment in time for that. And then the same thing goes for the past life unicorn. I have to tell you something about this that's really neat, is that every time I read, like the soul unicorn, it usually has, so like the past life unicorn, it usually has the same colors as the unicorn now, but it's either darker or brighter. Like it's really, really cool. So like say your unicorn now is light blue, then your soul unicorn is going to be, like dark blue or purple or dark purple or something, on the darker side. It's really, really interesting and a lot of fun to read those unicorns. So anyway, so Ruth, thank you for staying with me today. You're so cute. Your unicorn is actually yellow. So it's yellow with orange. So those are its body colors. And then you have a green in the mane, a little blue, pink. So with this, your yellow unicorn is right now is that you're actually really, really working on a lot of joy. Now, this joy, I feel like is for, the outside of, thank you. Thanks so much. I love you too for loving my show. So anyway, so the yellow unicorn is all about, like I said, joy, and it's creating joy for everyone that's around you. That's what you're working on right now. But how you're doing it is by really feeling the joy inside. So you're doing this by creating a lot of energy of, okay, hang on a second. So how do they want me to say this? So so you're creating this beautiful joy for the world, and it's really neat. And then you're doing it through something that you're actually creating. Like you are, it's like you're creating it with an energy, some kind of energy. So whether you're an artist or something like that, something there, because the orange is all about creativity. So you're creating joy with this beautiful, beautiful orange. And the orange. So the yellow is like this, I mean, it's seriously like sun bright, like just this absolutely like the brightest yellow you can possibly think of is this yellow. It's so gorgeous. It's like glimmery. And then the orange is like it's like a lighter orange. It's and it's just as bright. It's like a bright light orange is basically what it is. And it's absolutely gorgeous. But once again, it's something that has to do with, like I said, an artsy thing or crafting, something there that you're creating with energy, but you're putting your energy into it. And really, really cool. I love it. And so the tools that you're using is green. So you have green here. So you're actually sending the energy out with healing energy. So you must do some sort of healings as well. And then the blue is communicating this out into the world. Your blue is like this color, actually. It's absolutely beautiful. And once again, it's really bright, bright blue. And then the pink is all about love. You're bringing that loving energy into this joy as well. And boy, you're really doing a good job at it, by the way. You're creating a ton of wonderful, beautiful, beautiful joy all around you. I mean, you're walking down the street and it's like people stare at you because they just love that beautiful yellow aura that you have. I mean, it's insane. You're all yellow. And it's all about, so you have a female unicorn and a male unicorn. And what it is it comes down to us. We have different aspects, right? So we have our feminine aspects and our masculine aspects. And the feminine aspects are all about, joy, compassion, and love, which is what your unicorn is. She's actually female, and she loves to dance. She kind of moves a lot, she's always moving, always jigging, always, doesn't really like to sit still, which is really cool. So that's you. And so then the masculine side is our strength, courage, and our power. And you actually are working a little bit on that, because it feels to me like this unicorn can shift every now and then into that orange part. Is going to be more of the masculine. So this is like fun, because I haven't seen this before. That's really neat. So you're kind of using both sides of your energy. You need to have your feminine at times and then your masculine at times. And so you're combining the two, which is really cool, because the more equal we are with that energy, the more we're able to travel. Like the multidimensional travel, we're able to create more for the world and to be more for the world, because, we're more in balance. So that is really, really cool. So you're working on basically the whole gist of everything. You're doing a lot of studying too, which is fun. So cool. So thank you. Thank you for joining me with that. I appreciate it. So the other thing that we can read is our dragons. Now, dragons are a lot of fun to read. So they are actually the keepers of their realm is the keepers of the keys and codes. So dragons are all about, using the right words at the right time. Or, oh, that's so cool, Ruth. She says, oh, wow, I am a writer and I do energy healing, among other things. Thank you so much. Oh, good. That's good. I haven't lost my touch with unicorns yet. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for the confirmation. Hey, Super Space Cookie. How are you? It's good to see you. So the dragons are a lot of fun too. And they actually have a really neat, I love to read them as well when you have them. Not everybody has dragon, but right now it seems like they are really coming in strong for all of us, because we really are, as human beings, creating more for ourselves, as far as communicating goes. We're trying to communicate with ourselves more and understanding with this expansion that I was telling you about, the expansion of the world, learning more about what's out there, and creating more for ourselves because of it. And so the dragons are there to help us with that. Now, you have a dragon that can be with you, or you can call in dragons. Now, I've called in several dragons at one point because I needed them, but there are other times when I just have my one dragon that hangs out with me on a regular basis, And so it's a lot of fun to talk with the dragons as well. They're really, really cool. Now the colors, oh, thank you, Super Space Cookie, you're so cute. The colors of the dragons are just as important as the colors of the unicorns. They represent different things, so like the red dragons are all about energy. The black dragons are about protection, which a lot of those dragons right now that I've been reading for people have been, the darker color dragons because of the protection side of it, or bringing in a lot of wisdom, like this beautiful wisdom, and so it's really, really cool. Now, Sarah, who is Super Space Cookie, she's so cute. You actually have a dragon, girl, and your dragon is this beautiful blue dragon, and it's like, it's a light blue dragon with silver. Yeah. Oh yeah, you definitely have that too. So the fire dragon, she said, I've seen a fire dragon earlier. Yeah, you have that too. But this dragon is your dragon, and she hangs out with you. It's a female dragon. Like I said, she's like a silvery blue, like almost like a light blue, silvery dragon. And she's there actually to emanate a lot of, it's like that old power, like, it's like ancient power, or, like almost like a shield, type of thing. So she's there to like welcome in certain things and, dismiss other things is basically what it is. So she's kind of, I want to say, like she said she's a shield for you. So she protects you in that shielded way, but she does it like reflecting the light back at who was ever there. So it's really, really interesting. Your dragon is absolutely gorgeous, by the way. So pretty. And she's got the emerald green eyes that are just big, huge emerald green eyes, and she's really gorgeous. So ask to see her, or ask her name. Same thing with you, Ruth. You can ask your unicorn's name, by the way. The best place to find names out are when you're taking a shower, because anytime you're surrounded with water, it puts your mind at ease, and it allows for energy to flow in to you. And so you can receive information quite well and quite easily then as well. And so then that you can ask while you're in the shower. If you can also ask like right before you go to sleep, because that's when you're at that peaceful state. Anytime you're at peace is when you're going to get, this beautiful information that's there for you, or wisdom from the universe, so. All right. So anyway, so that time went by really fast, and I talked the whole time, which I'm like very excited about. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Oh, you heard Lila. That fits perfectly, actually, Sarah. So Sarah said when you told me to ask her name, I heard Lila. That's Lila, like a lilac. Get it? Nice. Because her color is just so beautiful. I mean, it's like this beautiful flowery color of blue. And, she could probably turn purple, because they can transform into like whatever's needed at that time. So, so beautiful. Your dragon's gorgeous. Just absolutely beautiful. And it's shimmery, very shimmery. So anyway, so thank you again for joining me today. Don't forget to wrap it up that we're talking about self-care today. Big time, big time self-care. Watch your words. Watch how you talk to yourself. Watch how you talk to others. Watch how you're thinking. Pay attention to your thoughts. Really, really try to be strong with who you are. Feel into your body. Learn about that with that body scan that we talked about. Really, really try to flow into who you are. Do that with that peace. So find some peace somewhere. Then you'll find the wisdom will come in, and then you'll get your truth of who you are. And then you'll be able to live it and be it and become it. So you can have whatever you want. You can be whatever you want, and you can do whatever you want. You really can. You really can. I promise. And it's really an interesting concept. And once you start grasping that, then you're really going to become multidimensional and recognize that there is so much more out there. When they say there's magic in the world, there is absolutely magic everywhere. And you can recreate whatever you want. I mean, every single day is a new day to create something new for yourself. And that's the biggest thing right now, so that we all can start to really become who we are and help the world step into this new beautiful, being that she wants to become again, and she's getting there. So thank you, Earth, so much for hanging in there for us, right? Because she definitely has done so much for us. All right, you all, thanks again for being here. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And I will see you next week.
This month's broadcasting is sponsored by ICU Dr. Lauren Love, ICU nurses, technicians, and staff in the Boston area hospitals.